Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
This is my final maths-related interview.
What sort of villain gets that?
It's Australia's reaction.
It's an
This
exclusive.
is an exclusive. That's hitting the cutting room floor, bro.
Caused a lot of drama and it never got aired.
It just went nuts.
What is
morning.
up?
Good morning.
We are filming on Gadigal land.
Oh
It's
my
a
God.
beautiful day, although it's kind of gloomy.
It's kind of gloomy, yeah.
But it's nice and sunny in here because I'm with you now.
Oh my! What did you practice this? Did you rehearse this before you came in? That's
I was
crazy.
just really excited to see you because we did not get to film last week together.
I know, right?
I was like, where's my homie?
Because I heard that you were flirting with Mr. Jousey.
Just a little bit. How can you not? Sorry, he's just so gorgeous and
Yeah, he's
so
handsome, eh?
sweet.
He seems like a sweet boy, but man, the stuff that comes out of his mouth, I'm like, boy, damn. I don't have the balls to say half the shit that he says.
You know what? It's giving golden retriever, but at the same time, he does have a lot of depth to him, I feel, after the chat that we had last week.
What do you mean about his giving golden retriever? I've never heard that.
He's giving owl. Like, I just feel like he's just that, like, you know how there's, like, old souls and then there's, like, fresh souls? I feel like he's a fresh soul.
Okay, so if I'm described as a golden retriever, it's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Obviously
you
nobody
still
gonna
got-
say that about me, but it's okay.
No, but you're an old soul, clearly. Come on.
And anyway, it's okay. I ain't no
You
golden
are.
retriever though, apparently.
No, that's a good thing. I mean, they're both good in their own right.
Okay,
I
okay.
feel like the freaking, I don't know if you know or follow astrology, but there was the last solar eclipse for the whole year,
I heard, yep.
followed by the full moon. Spooky season on top of that, Halloween. Happy
on now.
Halloween, everyone.
Absolutely.
That rocked me to my core. I don't know if you got as emotional as I did, but in astrology, that was meant to wrap up huge karmic cycles for everyone
How long ago was that?
from the 28th.
Okay, I'm not, whatever that we talk about, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, fine, that just kind of compounds my knowledge on astrology,
Yes.
because it's kind of second to none as it is. But it kind of explains a whole lot because I don't
Mm-hmm.
know why, just the whole of that week, I was just feeling very either just drained or sensitive about certain
Yes.
things. And I'm like, why are you being such a bitch to everybody? I was just
nah,
taking,
yeah.
either I was taking offense or somebody was copying some shit unintentionally. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
So I don't know if that shit is starting to make sense, but
Yeah, that's why. Energies were high, everything was chaos, and everything was heightened.
absolutely. But look, it's a new week.
It's a new week, it's a new chapter, it's a new cycle.
Come
we
on
had
now.
to let go of all the things that weren't serving us anymore to step into our new power.
Absolutely. Speaking about stepping into your new power,
Yes.
right? We both stepped into our new powers when we got on the TV, right?
I
So I wanted to
know.
kind of take a little bit of a different, we just wanted to go a different direction today and actually take the time to, talk about how to get on the show. You know what I mean? We actually haven't really talked about that.
Our journeys.
Absolutely. But I think more importantly too, the audition process. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So I think today,
100%.
let's go ahead and talk about how to get on the show.
I know both of us always speak about manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
So mine started off with journaling and writing down the type of romantic partner that I would like to attract.
Mm-hmm.
And every day I would wake up and I would read what I've written the night before and then have gratitude towards that list. So I had the new saying, stay delulu, it's the salulu. So I had to
Salulu.
pretend that this soulmate of mine was birthed and he was already in my reality. Back to reality.
Oh my God. We recorded the intro based on that. Yeah.
But yeah, basically. So yeah, that's how I started it. And then I don't even know where to start because I've technically auditioned or got scouted for three
shows, right? Oh my God.
So
Wait, okay. So which one was the first one?
Love Island season 1.
Love Island Season 1. So you got scouted for that?
I got scouted for that.
Right. And how far into the audition process did you get?
Pretty much right up till the end. And they were like, look, we want you more as a bombshell, but for now we're going to keep you on pause. And depending on how the storyline unfolds and where you sit, we're going to give you at least 48 notice for you to pack up your stuff and fly to Spain.
Yeah.
And at that time, it was just not the
that was
right
a season
timing
1
for
too.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it almost sounds like you were more interested in the love than actually getting on TV.
Well, at that stage, that I hadn't started my manifestation yet because I didn't know what Love Island season 1 was like so new to Australia then. So I didn't know what it was. So when these people came up to me at the club, so the Moseley Beach Club, shout out to the people in Adelaide. It was like our little beach club. And I was like, in my element, I just got off a boat party. So I was just like, high as a cat.
High as a cat? What?
No, I wasn't high, but I was like, like, I was litty, okay?
Yeah, litty in the city with the titties out.
Literally. And these women came up to me and they were like, hey, we've been watching you all night. Are you single? And I was like, oh my God, they're going to
That's creepy
introduce
as
me.
fuck, man.
Yeah, they're going to introduce me to their weird cousin. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I am. And they're like, oh, we're actually scouting for this new show called Love Island Australia. This all was white noise to me at the time because of how intoxicated I was. So I was just like, yeah, take my number. It's cool. They rang me back a week later and they're like, so we sent you an email. Have you looked at your email yet? Can you please finish the application process?
Yeah, they were hounding your ass.
And then, and then that's how that whole thing unfolded. And then obviously, it didn't work out. And then I saw the success of the show and what the show was about. And I was like, damn, man.
That could have been me, man. I needed some of that shit.
Yes.
Because I'm like, the thing is, like, you were obviously like being scouted like on the boat, but it's like you didn't really feel like you were really into it as much as...
Not back then. But then and then I got scouted again through Instagram for another show called The Proposal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. That's where, Mr. Aaron Shaw was, right?
Yep. So
Go down on one knee.
Yes. Where I had to pick out of 7 guys. It narrowed it down to 2.
What did your Instagram look like for you to actually be scouted?
Honestly,
Second time around.
I was all about, oh my God, I'm thinking about, because this was like back in... what was it, 2019 or something? 2018? This was a while ago, so I was still using my filters.
Yeah.
Remember the Snapchat
Where the doggy is? You were posting that one?
Yes. Oh my God. I had an horrendous feed. But back then, it wasn't as aesthetically pleasing as what it is now. We didn't have reels and all the things that we have now. But I don't know if me being in the system from the auditions from Love Island maybe gave me a leg in.
Yeah.
Or I must have just had single as fuck written all over my forehead.
Bro,
for them to be like,
credit.
this girl is perfect.
We see her. She looks like she's struggling in the streets.
Literally.
This is the one for us.
It's perfect.
So, I kind of... Okay, so with the way that I'm hearing it, it was good that they scouted you the first time and... maybe the producers kind of put you on their wall and said, you know what, maybe this year it didn't work out. We'll go for the following year. And that seems to be something that happens quite a lot where, if maybe you go on audition one year, you might not be the right fit for that cast. And then the next time when you come in, they're like, oh my God, do you remember that guy? He he left a lasting impression.
Yes.
So maybe he might actually, fit into this cast a little bit better. So 100%. I think for those people that are listening, if you are auditioning, don't be so disheartened if you don't get the yes the first time around. Sometimes you just gotta keep knocking or they'll come knocking back.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And because unlike for me, I just apply and just pull the race card, but I don't recommend you do that. But you know what I'm saying. But honestly, I think the main thing is the authenticity of your content as well. Because I kind of feel like nowadays people sell a side that wants to be seen on Instagram, right?
Yeah, so true.
To the point where when then we see you, this is why catfishing is a problem nowadays because people show this perception, right?
Yeah.
Of the person that people want or the public want to see.
They think they want to see.
Exactly right. And then now when we see you in public, we're like, bro, this ain't what we ordered. You get me? This ain't the shit. So I feel like the main thing is if you're trying to build your Instagram, from my perspective, and if you're trying to build your Instagram based around your personality, because that will serve you if you are auditioning for a show, because it shows your personality, way more than, if you were to be interviewed. You know what I'm saying?
So
they can see, oh my God, there's potential.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Do you agree?
100%. Always be yourself. 100%. I look back at my audition tapes and I'm like, oh my God, who is she?
How
but
was
I
your
was
audition?
always being myself. So you
Because
know.
the thing is, right? Oh, so for those people that don't know, like, so when you first apply, so there's a form and then there's a video, right?
Yeah.
So after you fill in the form with, like, why should we have you on the show? Or
What are you looking for?
What are you looking for?
Yep.
There's gonna be a part where you have to do a video audition.
Yeah, where you
know.
speak to the camera
Mm-hmm.
and talk about yourself.
Yeah, and basically the question is, why? It's basically like, why should we consider you for the show? You know what I mean? What are you giving us?
Yeah.
Because I think it's actually the time where you need to sell yourself.
Yes.
And say, like, you need me. I don't need y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that needs to be the one, the
mindset.
one thing. Yeah.
So
So what
true.
did you say in your audition?
Well, I've got it
You
here
just
if you
tape.
want to watch mine.
Oh my God, what? I hope we can actually plug this.
Yeah?
Let me hear it.
Okay.
Yes, my name is Selina. I'm 32 years old, born
Yeah,
and
32.
raised in Adelaide. I'm half Chinese, half Cambodian, and I'm a fully qualified hairdresser. I have been doing this for almost 16 years now, so literally almost half my life. And I specialize in extensions and bridal hairstyling. So as you can imagine, my weeks and weekends consist of me getting brides and their bridal party ready for their big day. And although I love what I do and I'm super passionate about it, it is now where I'm at in life, a constant reminder of how single I am. So that's never a good feeling, driving home on a Saturday night, like literally in tears, because I'm like, is that ever gonna be me one day? I live by myself. I don't have any brothers or sisters. All my friends are now married with kids, which I'm super happy for them. But yeah, there's always that fear of me missing the boat and never finding love. Because I try and I either get ghosted or I pick emotionally unavailable men. Oh my God, I can't speak. But yes, I just need help. And hopefully the experts can match me up with my soulmate. So please help me. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Wow.
That was
Oh my God.
mine.
That's kind of, man, I kind of feel a little sad.
I literally cried this morning when I rewatched that because it was just like such a watching me there. I still got my blonde hair, my
Yeah,
blue contacts. And although like I still want those, desire those same things, I'm like, oh my God, who is she?
Yeah.
But I'm so proud of myself.
Absolutely,
for
man.
how
I'm proud of
far
you
I've
too, girl.
come. And yeah,
Most
all
definitely.
the lessons and the blessings that have come from this journey.
And I think that's something that's actually so important to share, because I think a lot of people really do think so much in the moment that they forget that that's actually a timestamp
Yes.
where it's just a little blip of your life where you're going to be looking back like you are right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think what you can be proud of is you gave it a crack, and you were
Yes.
authentic because you said how you were feeling.
Yes.
So now to go back to the audition tapes, it's like, you really kind of need to wear your heart on your sleeve as to why, you need a chance, right?
Crazy.
So, and
I know I legit went on there to find love.
Wow, you
Like
see right there?
anyone that knows me knows I like how desperate I wanted to find my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like probably wasn't ready then, but now I know I can wholeheartedly say I'm so ready for
Absolutely.
a relationship and something long term.
now with that audition tape, like what sort of advice would you give somebody else?
So I don't know if listening back to it properly, there's a part when I was like, oh, I stuttered a little bit and I corrected myself. But I think that just shows your authenticity. I think now, with all the editing apps, we've got Reels, you've got TikToks, everything's like short and it's very chippy choppy. I would suggest just if you can, looking straight at the camera, being yourself, but also just having it in one fell swoop if you can. I just feel like if you start editing it too much and chopping and changing it, like obviously that's a producer's dream to do
That's
for
true.
themselves, but I think from a producer's end, they kind of just want you to be yourself all in the one hit.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Rather than being an edited version of yourself.
Yeah, that's true, man. Because I think they can also smell out, the people that are just coming on just to
Yeah.
chase the clout.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because also, when you look at their perspective, they're looking at the people that, will make him good TV as well.
Yeah,
Because they need
exactly.
people that are actually, invested in the process, and what, Married at First Sight is, what Love
Yeah.
Island is, like, so if you're doing this tape, make sure that you put in there that you're looking for some love. Maybe some of them ain't really looking for it anyway. But
I think
just
put that in too. You
know
might
what
as
I'm
well
saying?
just be yourself.
Just be yourself, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But keyword is sell. Sell yourself.
Sell yourself.
Yeah.
Be yourself, but
Be
sell
yourself and sell yourself.
Shine.
Shine. For example, for me, I also had like, so the funniest thing is too is I had an interview for the challenge, and then but the challenge was good. It was good, and I made it through. But it was just over Zoom. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
yeah.
now this is the thing though, where it's like no matter how much practice that you can get,
Yeah.
the nerves are still going to kick in because
Yes.
it's like when you have someone that's kind of interrogating you and telling
Yes.
you, like, tell me a little bit more about yourself. So you kind of also have to be someone that can speak and communicate in an eloquent manner that makes sure that you're showing that, you're someone that has a little bit of self-worth. Right? A little bit of self-value.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you can take so many videotapes of yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
true.
So many cuts. But when you're in the Zoom meeting, you can't hide.
So true. Having that self-awareness is massive. Especially like when people do ask, like, what are you actually looking for? Like you literally go blank. You think you know, and then when you get asked that on the spot, you're like, wait, crap. Wait, what am I looking for?
What do I want?
Yeah.
Who am I? what is
day
life?
is it? Literally.
I really hope that the people that are actually doing these auditions to actually get onto these shows know that it's not like a magic pill. You're not just going to be a movie star or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that's the facade that we all kind of sold in reality TV, that people have it good. When in reality, they're just hustling.
Yeah, the hustle is, it's rough.
Because, I mean, that's your full-time job, right?
Yeah, yep.
And you didn't get no pamphlet after you.
No.
No pamphlet, nothing, bro.
Literally, yeah, there's no manual for this at all.
What would you wish that you knew, like, coming off the show?
Oh, honestly, nothing can really prepare you for media and this whole world. I was so naive, really. I think, speaking to Nick Thompson, he speaks a lot about making sure that you are surrounded by your people and making sure you don't lose that sense of reality. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
On or off the show. And I was, no matter how much I thought I was self-aware and that I had learnt my lessons and I had healed, I didn't, unfortunately, have that backing. I didn't have that emotional support from my family.
Yeah.
So, not having that coming through the show and then post-show, that was where my mental health really lacked because I didn't have that fallback. I didn't have someone to call up and cry to. That was a piece of home. Like the show, honestly, Channel 9 and Maths were so kind to me. They offered me so much therapy, which they paid for. They do pay for your therapy. So for anyone that bangs on about they've got PTSD, they're like not doing so well and they're blaming the show. I'm like, dude, the show has offered you help. They pay for it. They had a full-time psychologist, 24-hour, like you can ring them on call 24 hours. That this poor psychologist, she's a beautiful older lady. And this is another reason why I know I was meant to like do the show because she was my psychologist for the proposal. Like out of all the psychologists in the world, she was the same psychologist that we got for Maths.
Oh.
So she knew my mum already. She knew my backstory. So I already had that history with her. She already knew like how fucked up I was.
Oh, please, girl.
So like, having her on call, which she was Sydney based, I was Adelaide. So I asked production, can I have a psychologist that's tangible, that I can physically go in to visit every day, every week if I have to. So, I'm okay. And they're like, done. You name the place, we'll pay for it.
Wow.
We had a full-time well-being manager, a resilience manager. Like, we had it all, man.
Yeah.
And they do supply that. So
They do. People actually, and now this is the thing though, I think like it's a lot of people that actually come off and bag it out a little bit too much because they're wanting more help from other people than they actually... Okay, so this is the thing though. I feel like it's one thing to request for help from the show, but you also need to do some sort of work as well too to meet that halfway.
help yourself.
You understand?
Yes.
Because you signed a contract that says that
Yes.
the show will be edited.
Yes.
And you've seen previous seasons of that. So don't come out here saying, okay, and like this is, I'm saying this, with
love and respect.
with love, respect, in the
Yes.
most sincere manner as I can. I hate it when a lot of people, even like when they come up with not too bad of an edit, but when they're like, I was done dirty by the show.
Yeah.
You can't fake yourself for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Let alone 8 weeks of show.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you come out though, you really need to make sure that what I feel like is the most important thing is you need to make sure that you have healthy coping mechanisms.
Yes.
I never had healthy coping mechanisms. My thing was alcohol.
Yeah.
I drank until my shit was burnt. My eyes was yellow. I had the jaundice. Without even knowing it, I had to, why you laughing, guys? Hey. My throat was so, you know what I'm saying? Because my shit was burnt. I had bronchitis. No, I'm playing. But like for real though, like it was actually like a very tough time because not many people really saw that because I'm very much like an extrovert wherever that I go. And then up until I close the door, then it's like, oh shit, man, I'm not feeling too good. And it came out on a podcast that I did with my mate, Brady Driver.
I know.
And he's got a lot to talk about. That's his podcast. And, and it was fresh off the show. And I was so hungover. I drank like 3/4 of a bottle of gin the night before. Last person to leave at some party was everyone was going home early to go to work.
Yeah.
And, and I was just scared to go out in the public.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that was at a time where I wasn't really taking the social media thing too seriously.
Yeah.
Because I'm very much someone that I love, I love people, you know what I mean? But it was hard for me to, show who I was, from the inside out. But now it was like the other way around,
Yeah.
Like I had to kind of show this personality and this persona, but on the inside, I was feeling like this isn't what
you don't resonate with that.
Yeah,
anymore,
like, you know what I'm saying? So I think there's a saying too that my grandma says is, God gives and takes with one hand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So true.
And that's the universe. Is to my atheist friends, the universe will give you something and then will take with the other end. You know what I'm saying? So it's
so
like,
true.
just know that when you're getting into this game, there's going to be some things that are going to be challenging, but make sure that you have one healthy coping mechanisms.
Yes.
Have a close, tight five friends that you go through, that you go to. And, and just make sure that your values are in check and, you won't get fucked over when it comes to money deals and all this shit.
100%. And there's so many of us now. I'm pretty sure if you were to reach out to one of us, chances are we'll be like, yeah, of course, like let's catch up for coffee or something. Let's talk it out.
Absolutely, man. What about the events, man? Talk to me about the events. Did you have any challenges like when you're going to some of these events?
I mean, I was lucky that I was put into a management where I had you, I had Elle, I had Brent. We were really lucky that we had our little circle. So like every single time we'd walk on that red carpet, we'd be like, what's up?
Yeah, but we had the energy about it.
Yeah. And like, it was nice having us together to navigate that crazy world because it's so overwhelming. And, everyone's like, oh, yeah, but you've been on a TV show. You should be used to it. But it's so different when you're like hyper vigilant like me. I'm very sensitive to like sounds and energies, and my ADHD gets so overly stimulated, especially on those red carpets. It just spins you out of whack. And it's nice, having your people there or someone that feels like home. Like you guys were that for me.
Absolutely, man. And this is why it's so important to actually make sure that you maintain some healthy relationships coming out of a show.
So true. What about you though? Like, did you feel anything when you...
How so?
Like at events and stuff?
At events, because... Okay, so this is the thing though. One way that I managed to separate the reality of being on display with all these shows, or like the red carpet stuff and the big events and all that, was I separated that by not moving to Sydney because I was saving up and planning to move to Sydney. You know what I mean? And then I realized I was like, I feel like my mental health is actually more in check that I retreat to Wollongong.
Okay,
where I feel like I'm hidden a little bit.
Yeah.
Because as much as people know me, like in the little community that we have in Wollongong, and I love the place, like it's a place that you go and nothing ever changes.
Yeah,
it's still the same. The vibe is still right. I feel like I was going back home. And I felt like I was taking the mask back off. You know what I mean? So, but that was my coping mechanism. So I think like a lot of people might have seen it as, oh my God, like he's always happy. He's always, nah, bro. Like I just knew the people to vent to, the people told me, like how many times we having calls, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like everyone else thinks like we're cool, but hell is really breaking loose.
Literally.
So it's like, I think that's just the way that I actually coped was, going back to Wollongong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
and I really want to emphasize on, these times that we all go through where we feel like, we're either very stagnant or we've kind of hit a ceiling, where our mental health can't, progress any better than where we are.
Yeah.
And having a retreat, somewhere that you retreat to is one of the most important things, I feel. Hey?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So that's definitely what made it easy. Oh, I mean, and like seeing you guys as well too. Like,
I know, that was the best.
Yeah. But now things have changed, man.
Yeah.
Like I ain't really going to like as many events. So it's like, just know that when you come off, like when you're hot, you're hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Enjoy the moment.
Enjoy it. Make the most of it. Remember who you are.
Moving from Adelaide too, right? Now coming to Sydney,
Yep.
the transition, man, is what I want to hear about, because it's like you're moving away from your friends, from, a good job, and it's like you're moving here in hopes to also connect with the people that you connected with on the show.
Yep.
How did you find that, transition? Because it's like, are you seeing these connections as actual genuine connections? Because
Yeah.
you like all you did was just share a similar experience, right?
You know what? My story is quite interesting. So, like what you said, I had a good, stable job where I had a really good clientele. I had a waiting list. I thought I had a good circle of friends. And the funny thing is, and I don't know if this will happen to everyone or some or none, or if this was just my story, but what I found with my maths journey was the moment I shared that with my community, I was quite taken back as to like the lack of excitement and support I had. Okay. So just be aware that that's something that may happen as well if you do get given such a big opportunity like this, because not everyone is happy for you.
Wow,
the people that are closest to you might not necessarily be your best cheerleaders, although they're like, they seem like they're all Team Taku, Team Selina. But it's when something big like this lands, you really, really know who your true friends are. I had a group of girls that I actually asked them to be my bridesmaid. Now, we were filming during COVID time, so the production was like, look, we at this stage, every state's in lockdown. We don't know if you can have even your mum and dad or your friends and family bridal party there, but just have a list. Start asking your people and your guest list now, and we'll try to make it work. Yeah. And the girls that I asked don't even talk to me anymore. They actually refused to sign the NDA form. So, like, the moment you tell someone, hey, like, I'm doing this.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, you have to get them to sign an NDA form to say that they're not going to leak it out to the public. I was just shocked, really taken back that they not only didn't want to be a part of that chapter with me, they knew how much everyone that knows me knows how much back then I really, really wanted a relationship. Yeah. Like, I've been single for 8 years. Like, I wanted it so bad. Yeah. And with my people-pleasing tendencies, I was always putting everyone else's needs above my own. So the one time I felt like I'm doing something for me, I was quite disappointed and taken back with the lack of support and people cutting me off. Everyone in my salon unfollowed me. I didn't even leave on bad terms. I gave this salon 3 months notice. Legally was only meant to give 2. And I thought all those girls were my friends. Yeah. I saw them every day, man. And the fact that I didn't go down to another salon down the road. Do you know what I mean? I left a big chapter of my life to start a whole new life in a whole nother state. And the fact that they all unfollowed me, like, why? Like, I left on good terms. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
So for the whole salon to unfollow me, the girls that I thought were my friends didn't even want to be my bridesmaids. They don't talk to me now. Moving to Sydney. Luckily, one of my best friends, this was the universe having my back. She got a really good job in Sydney and moved coincidentally 2 months before me with her husband into Sky Suites.
Yeah.
Where we shot maths. Yeah. So it's so funny how all these synchronicities align. So she was my sanctuary. She was my piece of home being here. But naturally, with all these events and everything that we go to, I gravitate towards more like influencers, models, other reality TV stars because like we're all kind of in the same circles.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like,
we understand the language.
we understand the language. There's no judgment when I have to be like, babe, can you please take a photo of me?
Yeah,
Like,
man, absolutely.
you know, have you got your content yet? No worries. Like, I'll take your content for you. There's none of that judgment. Whereas I felt like that heavily back at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my journey anyway.
That's so tough though, man, because it's like, you know, you're already struggling to compartmentalize, you know, emotions,
Yeah.
you know, yet alone, you know, being at work in this influencing realm, you know what I mean? Like, and trying to be, you know, there for your friends and also trying to connect with the people that you had this experience with.
Yeah.
And, you know, the last thing that you want is the group of friends that you grew up with and the group of friends that you were with before in this previous chapter
Yeah.
just abandon you for
Yes.
just choosing a different road.
Exactly.
And that says a lot about the decisions that we make in actually choosing the friends that are in our close five.
Oh, 100%.
And I think it's so important, man, to be so critical of these people because these are the
Yes.
people that we spend most of our lives with.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can easily say, man, that I spent, you know, 60% of the time at work. You know what I mean? Like 60% of your life is going to be at work. That's a stat
Yes.
in life, right?
Yep.
So your work environment, it needs to be in check.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the friends that you make through work and all that, they also need to be, you know, people that are of value to you.
Yes, so
right? You know, and
true.
like, yet alone friends as well too, man. Like, so it's
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm actually so sorry, man, that you went through that, but I'm actually very happy that you did because it takes
Yeah.
one big breakthrough like that to happen to really expose the snakes that are around you.
Oh my God, I know. And
Yeah.
I would have that's the saddest thing, kept living my life being a people pleaser
Yep, yep.
and continuing on with these, I don't want to call them snakes, just people.
Yeah, I'm going to call them that.
You know,
I'm a snake.
I'm a
Just a little
snake.
snake. Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
You know, I would have been so oblivious. And now, like, yes, the people that I have around me now, they're relatively new, like, you know, so to speak. But
Yeah.
the amount of support and love and unconditional love that I feel around you know, Hannah, Elle, like everyone that I've just recently met, like it's like the people that, how do I explain this?
The people that need to be there will come at an appointed time.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily the people that have been there for 10 years are going to be your
Absolutely
big
right.
supporters. Sometimes you can just meet someone you met, you know, a few months ago and they're your biggest supporters and biggest
Yeah,
cheerleaders.
that
You know
is
what I
so
mean?
true,
That's
man.
been a massive lesson that I've learned throughout this process.
And I think like, you know, sorry, before we go, I think it's also so important to also say that, you know, there was one thing that actually changed a lot about how I felt about people leaving, you know, in my life. Because I always was like, why are they leaving? Is there something wrong with me? Like, you know, why is life going this direction?
Yes.
Like, I must be the problem. I'm the only common denominator. You know what I mean? I chose this life and now they're leaving. You know what I
Yes.
mean? It's not the job. It's not anything else but me.
Yeah.
I heard it say, man, it was just like, so simple, man. Don't fight it, you know? And the ability to let go of everything else that's happening
Yep.
and just take it as it is because you don't know what's in front of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and I know like I'm like a guy of all these sayings and stuff, but they help me through because like
Yeah,
they give me
100%.
perspective.
I
But
love
it's so important to
them.
be able to go, you know, I'm not going to fight this because like they're leaving for a reason.
Yeah.
I might not know, but I know that what's ahead of me, you know,
Yes.
is so much more greater than this situation.
Exactly.
So, you know, like I'm so grateful, man, you know, that you actually went through that. But unfortunately, like it hurts. You know what I mean?
I know, but every single
hurts.
time I think back to like an ex or a situation or environment I was in, I was like, oh my God, thank God. Like the universe obviously had bigger plans. Imagine
Absolutely
if I
right.
was still stuck with that guy. Imagine if I had a baby with that guy. Like
Yeah,
my life would not transpire. Do you know?
Fuck that shit.
You know, I wouldn't transpire to the way that it is now. So
Yeah,
I
man.
think that's been a huge lesson, especially with this, you know, last lunar eclipse that just happened. It's just learning how to let go, surrender, just be grateful for where you're at in life and know that if something, you know, does get stripped under, like, what's that? The rug gets pulled underneath you. Like, just know that the universe, God, whatever you resonate with, has a bigger plan for you.
Absolutely, man. Guys, I really hope that, you know, whoever that's listening right now, if you are, you know, wanting to go into reality TV or anything like that, this kind of gives you a little bit of an insight on the mentalities that we've, like, you know, developed over time. But we didn't just develop this just before, and we had to go through it.
Yes.
So just know, sign that sheet and get ready for a ride, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be the biggest ride of your your life, but we got you.
But we got you,
know?
man. Most
When you're
definitely.
ready, you just slide into our DMs. We'll guide you.
We'll guide you, man. That's something that we didn't have that we wish we did.
Exactly. We'll be your manual.
That's what's up. Guys, thank you so much for listening, man. Listen,
you.
we're going to be having some great weeks coming up. You know, the new
Yes.
Love Island just, came out as well, too.
know.
Week 1 of Love Island. Come on now.
I've already got some juicy tea.
Oh, I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? But we got to
Yeah.
save that for the next one. Huh? I hope you guys are ready. But look, listen, we'll talk to you guys next week. And thanks so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
You.
Reality.